Final Fantasy 15, a Final Fantasy for fans and first-timers. A statement that's true, as long as the thing that links those two groups is a desire to seek out truly incomprehensible stories. The game has a fun Goonies vibe to it, a group of friends seeking out long-lost treasures, and you, the player, looking exactly like Sloth. As you guys know, I have many sexual peccadillos, but a food fetish is not one of them. However, the level of detail on the food in this game makes me hard every single time. So, Ollie, have you played Final Fantasy XV?
I have played this game. And do you know what? Everyone will go from cheering, yeah, wow, he's finally played one, great, to in a second they're going to hate me.
You've not finished it?
No, I mean, if anyone thinks I've finished it, then they're out of their mind. No, even more controversial. It's probably my favourite Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, but you've never played any old ones, have you?
Well, I played 7 Remake.
Exactly my point.
Yeah, I didn't play any of them when I was younger. Yeah, it's my favourite, but it is my first Final Fantasy game that I played almost all the way through. I got to right near the end and then I didn't finish it.
So strange.
And now I've lost my save.
Now I'm a massive Final Fantasy fan. Apart from the online ones, I played through from 6 through to 16, as well as a lot of the different spin-off titles like Tactics and Dissidia. Though I did skip 13 Part 2 and 3 because 13 was so boring. So I like to think I'm well versed in Final Fantasy games and what makes them tick. And I have to say that this one had the potential to be one of the best Final Fantasy games, but it just falls short of that mark. I will say before anything else, I do obviously know about the development hell of this game and the mess Square Enix was in prior to the game's release. And although I did play this game upon release, I'll really cover mostly the Royal Edition, which does improve the game a lot. Now for the story, and I'll genuinely try and do the best I can here because I've played this game 3 times, I have fucking no idea what's going on. You play as Noctis Lucis Caelum, who is a prince and heir to the Kingdom of Lucis, the kingdom that controls the crystal. That's right, Final Fantasy fans, we're back to magical crystals being the focal point of the game. The crystal has chosen Noctis to be the chosen one who will banish the blight known as the Star Scourge, which brings darkness and demons into the world. To begin the game, Noctis and his good buddies have to make a trip to Alticia so that Noctis can marry Lunafreya, who is Noctis' childhood friend, in order to unite the kingdoms of Niflheim and Lucis, as tensions are high and Niflheim are very big and powerful. You mill about doing a few odd jobs and meet a few people until it's time to go to the boat, including meeting Cindy, who is another one in a long line of truly 10 out of 10 Final Fantasy women. If there's one thing Square Enix know how to do, it is how to get men to lust over video game characters. Crazy stuff. Eventually it's time to go and you find out that the boats are off because of the ceasefire talks between Lucis and Niflheim, so you head off to bed. Overnight, for reason which are only sort of vaguely explained later on, Niflheim decides to break the ceasefire talks and kill the king, your dad, and destroy the city. They then announce that the king, you, and Lunafreya are all dead. And that's kind of the setup to the game. And then the story gets a little more murky and unclear what your goal is, other than kind of finding out what happened and collecting the royal arms. You also meet the main villain of the game, who I think is an incredible villain and one of the best Final Fantasy have put forward. I think the combat is underappreciated. A lot of people think that you just hold the sort of attack button and it's like auto fight. But if you do that in some of the harder battles, then you're just going to get killed. It is fast paced, but it's very nuanced, especially for a Final Fantasy game. You have to work in attacking alongside parrying, dodging, warp striking, link strikes, items, and a few other things. And it can really make hard encounters feel well won, especially if you manage to do it without using the healing items and stuff. I don't like magic in this game. I think they could take inspiration from Kingdom Hearts for the magic, because I always feel the magic in those games is very fun and usable. We'll talk about Kingdom Hearts at a later date, obviously, but it does feel like they struck gold with Kingdom Hearts in terms of the combat. And then they went, we'll leave that gold mine for another day. And then every subsequent Final Fantasy game don't use any of the Kingdom Hearts combat for reasons that are beyond understanding. One of the best parts of the gameplay is just the roaming about, both in the car and walking around. Just enjoying the camaraderie between this group of pals. Really the only part of this game that I don't feel was underdeveloped is the group's friendship and the regalia, the car. I also like buying music for all the previous Final Fantasy games and listening to it while you're driving around, especially Final Fantasy 9, which is my favourite game. The atmosphere of the driving.
Sorry to cut you off. Is it your favourite game of all time?
No.
Or do you mean your favourite game in the series?
Favourite Final Fantasy game.
Okay.
It's one of my favourite games of all time, but it's my favourite Final Fantasy game for sure. The atmosphere of the driving meant that I rarely fast travelled, which I think is a sign you've done something right, like how I never fast travelled in Red Dead or Spider-Man, because the getting around was fun in itself.
Yeah.
And it's the same in this game, the driving is fun. The cooking and the fishing stuff are also fun, even if the fishing can get a little annoying. But I don't think anyone's ever done a fishing minigame that I've liked. They're always somewhat annoying. I think the design of the open world in general is good. It's a bit empty, it's like devoid of people, but that's kind of the point of the game. But I enjoyed travelling through it. I have a kind of half issue in that you get attacked quite a lot by Imperial troops who dropship in, especially when you're already in the middle of a massive fight, and this can get really annoying. The combat is good, so it's not a proper issue because I kind of enjoyed the fighting, but I wish the wild animals and the Imperial troops would also fight each other to make it a bit more interesting and chaotic. Something else I really liked is the hunts. As you travel around from place to place, you'll be offered hunts, which is hunting kind of wild animals, demons, fiends, and you get paid for it. The more you do, the harder and more interesting hunts you can take on, like the unique enemies, the big bosses, that kind of stuff. And the final big hunt is one of the super bosses of the game, which is like it's more of a spectacle than an actual hard battle, but it's very cool. And these remind me of the ones in Final Fantasy 12, which I really loved, so I'm glad they brought these in. Yoko Shimomura does the music. Fans of Kingdom Hearts will know her name, and she continues to channel her inner Nobuo Uematsu in this game as well. Just banger after banger after banger. And I don't know if it's been confirmed, but I do hope she returns for Kingdom Hearts 4 in 2070 or whenever that game gets released.
I will never see you when Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out.
Now for the bad. Mostly everything else, other than the stuff I've talked about in this game, is just massively undercooked. The characters, the story, the world, all of it just feels so unfleshed out. I mean, we talked about the story briefly just then, where I kind of go into what the basic of the story is. Even that little basic plot, you're going, what the hell does this all mean? There's no one tells you anything ever. And it's so hard to find the information. A lot of time I was going, why is this happening? I don't understand what I'm doing. It's all the game is like that. The Royal Edition kind of fixes some issues, but there's still just massive gaping holes where stuff could and should be. Even though the majority of the DLCs come with the Royal Edition, I'm so incredibly stunned that the DLCs weren't just part of the game anyway. It's like whole swaths of information that you just don't find out about unless you play the DLC. It's truly insane that Square Enix expected its players to watch a film, play the full game, and then play DLCs in order to have the most basic understanding of the characters and the story. I could talk about these for hours, but essentially it boils down to, I played this game through 3 times in total. When it first came out, 2020-ish, and then recently to get the platinum. And I still don't know anything about Lady Luna Freya, who is one of the main characters in the game. I don't know anything about her because it's nothing is ever discussed, and that's at its core what's wrong with this game. There's so much stuff happening where no one ever tells you anything about it. There's so many characters who come and go, and you're like, that seems like that were an important character, but nothing is ever said about it. I don't like to spoil anything, so if you haven't played this game and are going to, then skip forward about 15 seconds. But there's one of the main baddies in the game who you think is introduced, and he looks like he's gonna be a big deal, and you think, shit, this guy's hot, and he's killed off screen. Just killed off screen, and you're like, what? I know Final Fantasy games typically have convoluted stories, and you don't always find out a lot of information about all the characters and where you are and stuff, but there's just so many insane choices made all over the place with this story, the pacing, the way the game delivers information to you. And it's just annoying more than anything, because like I said, this game could have been incredible. It could have been one of the best Final Fantasies, and it's just not, because it's so lackluster in every facet apart from the kind of ones I highlighted that are pro points.
Did you watch Kingsglaive?
No, because why the fuck would I? I'm not watching it.
Well,
shitty Final Fantasy. I've already been burned once by that with Spirits Within. I'm not going through it again.
I mean, first of all,
Advent Children's quite good, actually.
I was going to say, did you not see Advent Children?
Yeah,
which was
Advent Children's
incredible.
quite good.
I actually watched Kingsglaive before I played this game.
And did it give you any greater understanding of the game?
I can't say because it was all at the time of it's really, 10 years ago now.
Yeah, okay.
What I will say that I do remember is that it did increase my hype for going into this game. And if anything, it gives you a base. I think as a player who didn't grow up with Final Fantasy, when you then go into a Final Fantasy game and you don't know anybody, there's a settling in period where you have to get to know people.
Yeah.
And I get it. Kingsglaive, actually, it's not about Noctis and his mates, so you don't...
His dad, isn't it?
Yeah, but it gives you a bit of background, and I thought it was actually not too bad. It's on Rotten Tomatoes, it's got like 6% or something, but...
it's probably people going, why the hell should I have to watch this pissing film to understand the story?
But I didn't mind it, and it's got Sean Bean in it.
Yeah, I'm sure I'd like it if I watched it, but the fact of the matter is that I shouldn't have to understand.
No, you shouldn't have to.
When you watch Advent Children, it doesn't impact on the story of Final Fantasy VII whatsoever. It's just a cool film featuring those characters. Whereas this is like, in order to have a base understanding of this game, you have to watch this film. It's like, I don't want to. So yeah, Final Fantasy 15 is a game that has an enormously high ceiling, and Square Enix just didn't bring a long enough ladder to reach it. That's what I think. So Ollie, you better ask me the cue.
I played 25 hours of this game. And
I've got about 204 hours.
I played 25 hours and got to very close to the ending.
Right.
So that to me is a long time in a game, as an average player.
Yeah.
So, do you recommend playing Final Fantasy 15 if you're a Platinum Trophy hunter?
No, it's too big. It's too big. I don't think it's particularly difficult.
How long did it take you, roughly, to collect all of the trophies and platinum it?
The issue is that I got 98% of the trophies whenever I last played it in 2020 or whatever, and I only had 2 trophies to get. So if I truly wanted to, I could have gone on and got the platinum trophy in about a few hours if I wanted to. But I thought it'd be kind of disingenuous to review it without having played it recently.
Yeah.
What I typically do for these reviews is, even if I haven't played a game in a long time, I'll go have a flick through it. I remember most of the games I've ever played, but say like for the Bug Snacks one, which is the platinum I got in 2022 or whatever, 2023, I went and played it again because I was like, well, I want to at least have a kind of understanding of even though I have played it, completed it, and I still remember it, I want to be up to date. So I thought, I'm not going to go into it with the thoughts I had 5 years ago. I'm going to play this game all the way through and see what I think at the end. And I still thought at the end, I don't understand what's happening, and I don't think I ever will. And like I say, it's too big. I don't think it's difficult to get the Platinum Trophy, but it'll just eat away at time. It's just a lot of time to sink into a game that's okay-ish. you have to to get the Platinum, you have to basically 100% the game, so it's a long old job. What I will say is, if you do want to platinum it, then focus on trying to get all the group skills up as you're actually playing, like the cooking, the fishing. Because what can typically happen is you'll occasionally camp, so you'll get some of the cooking stuff, occasionally fish, occasionally do whatever else. But then you'll get to the end of the game and you'll still have to spend another bunch of hours trying to get those skills up. So if you are going to do it, just bear that in mind, I suppose. Just to play, I don't know. The Royal Edition does make the game better, and in the Platinum playthrough I didn't experience any bugs or glitches, so it's perfectly fine to play. But are you going to enjoy this game better than Final Fantasy 9 or 10, which are still massively playable?
Yes.
You're just not, like...
I am. I've not played 9 or 10, but...
If you played 9 or 10, you genuinely look at 15 and you'd be like, I can't believe I ever thought this was the best one. Like, it's crazy. So I guess if you've played all the other Final Fantasies and you're thinking, I need my Final Fantasy fix, then go for it. The Noctis and his mate stuff's good. That's probably about it, I think. That's really it. Some of the side characters are okay. Sid, Cindy, Gladiolus is cool.
Is sick, by the way.
Yeah.
Gladiolus is the coolest.
But again, like I've played this game 3 times. What do you know about Gladio? You don't know anything about him. I've played the DLC and I don't know anything about him.
I just know he's a badass.
Yeah, that's it. He's a badass, but he's one of the main characters and he's not fleshed out at all. He's just not fleshed out. None of them are. It's like, ugh. I don't need my characters to have a diary that I can read about all the life, but when you think of characters like Cloud and Squall and Zidane and Tidus, they're all so much better. They're all so much more intricately done and put together. And then all the characters in this game are like, who are you? I don't know you at all, and nothing about you, and you're uninteresting.
And Tidus sounds like titties.
And we'll end it there, I guess.
You're welcome.
Thanks for watching, guys. And if anyone can explain the story of this game to me, then please get in touch.